My name is Heidi. I'm a pretty casual rider. I go out with my friends on the weekends. We'll stop at a cafe, have some coffee, and then get back on our bikes. Sometimes I like to go out for a little bit harder ride and push it a little bit, but it's usually mostly for fun. I really like to ride, but I was kind of being hampered by the pain that I was feeling in my hips and my knees and my foot, and it's really uncomfortable to ride to the point where it just wasn't fun for me to ride anymore, and I wasn't spending as much time on my bike as I used to.
During our pre-fit, Heidi had mentioned, a lot of issues with her hips and knees and down to the feet being a little bit numb. So that kind of sets off a flag for me to look at saddle width, current cleat placement, things like that nature. So the main thing that we changed today was her saddle width. We went to a 168 width saddle, which supported her sit bones a little bit more squarely on the bike, which really made her hips feel a little bit better, squared her up in relation to the rest of the bike, making her shoulders and all that kind of a little bit more comfortable.
Changing out to a different saddle I didn't think would make that big of a difference, but as soon as they changed the saddle, I stopped feeling some of that tightness in my hip, some of the pain in the outside of my knee just disappeared, and my toes just don't go numb.
A lot of times what we see is, people have their handlebars either, too high or too close or a combination of both. And what that does is it really doesn't allow the bike to have enough room for that person's upper body.
I go for longer rides, and for me, especially with some of the shoulder injuries I've had, I started feeling a lot of tightness in my shoulders, and it would just get really kind of uncomfortable, and I'd have to keep shifting my body position on the bike.
We actually lengthened the stem, and doing so actually dropped the handlebar away from her body a little bit, let her relax her shoulders and push a little bit harder into the bike.
My shoulders and arms just felt more comfortable. I didn't feel kind of so compact, and I didn't feel like I was like tensing up my muscles to kind of pull myself in. It just felt way more relaxed when I was at the right position.
We put a external cleat shim on Heidi's right foot. Her right knee was a little bit close to the top tube and even brushing it.
As soon as he put the shim in, I could tell my knee wasn't brushing that bar. And he had also put some insoles in my shoe. And what was really cool was getting to watch on the video screen the change in my performance before and my performance afterward. It was cool to see kind of the immediate results by making some of those little changes. And now it's just way more comfortable to ride longer distances.